Hi.
What's that in my cup? That's that potion. Rubbing honey's on my skin like it's lotion.
She get money. Her body tea. She's super thick. She's super pretty.
Hello? Get into it, get into it, get into it. Hi y'all, hey y'all, hi y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hi y'all, hey y'all. How are we doing today? Shout out to the icons of the day. Who are the icons? Who are the three? Majestic Milotic, CNB122498, and Thumberone. How are we doing today? You might be unemployed soon. I was curious how your job was going. How are we doing today though? What's going on? Hi everybody else as well. I don't know who else is here. I haven't really been looking at the chat like that. You wanna see me post something freaky on Blue Sky? Give me a second. Oh, y'all are not supposed to see that. Give me a second, give me a second. Y'all wanna see me post something freaky on Blue Ski? Thank you for the sub. Hi, Darius. The restaurant is not doing too good, and they're talking about letting people go and selling the restaurant. Aw. I'm sorry, V. 1 year. Get into it. Thank you, Darius. I appreciate you. That adds right onto the incentives for the subathon. We're still doing the subathon. We'll talk about that in a moment. I'm just looking for a picture of me and these freaking me and chows. I know I took a picture with the me and chows. Okay, here we go. Capture card, save source screenshots. There we go. I'm at the supermarket about to flip because I can't even decide what damn conditioner to get. Right in the shop like an idiot. Can't even decide what damn conditioner to get. Crying in the shops like an idiot. Get into it. Do y'all see this? Can y'all read this? Tell me if you can read this. About to flip, cause I can't even decide what damn conditioner to get. Drive safe, Milotic. Drive safe. Please. To flip, cause I can't even decide. Get into it. Get into it. Yeah. About to flip. Okay, let's talk about the subathon. So for the subathon currently, we have $440 out of the goal of 580 reach. And we have now, I believe it's 26 subs out of 105 goal. With the goals were actually 100. The donation incentives are here. You can also see them if you check my About Me. I owe y'all a Roblox community stream. I have already done my the Blue Sky post I owed you. I also owe y'all a Drag Race Simulator, an Ultimate Favorite Pokemon Picker, and Marvel Rival stream, as well as now a fashion review revamp where I go over the worst flops of all the fashion reviews so far. Not all of them, but some of the worst ones, in my opinion, and I redo them in my style and dress to impress. So if you all like to see any of that or anything else, make sure to check out the Switch 2 fund by hitting the exclamation point Switch 2. Milotic has been hitting it intermittently throughout the streams that he is attending, and if you ask any of the moderators to do that, they can also do that for you, or I can, if you're not able to, which I believe you are. Yeah. Also check out my throne and also give subs. You're so cool for doing that. I appreciate y'all. I'm so gagged that we've actually gotten so far with the subathon, especially with the donation goal, because like honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I was expecting to eventually get the to get to a good amount for the Switch 2, but I didn't think that we were gonna be like less than halfway and already have so much, because we're like over 70% finished with the donation goal. So for today, what we're going to be doing is actually going to be a little bit of we're actually going to be doing a little bit of Pokemon Violet. We're going to be going for the legends, the icons, themselves, the treasures of ruin, or is it the ruinous quartet? It's something like that. We're gonna remove these sub incentives, and we're gonna get started. Are y'all ready? We are also working with Team Icon today. These are the most well represented Pokemon from the badge quest of all time. That would be Delta the Quaquaval, Henky Candle the Espathra. We have who is this? Kyanite the Rockruff, Mantra the Arboliva, Tamari the Tinkaton, and Lafufu Baby the Ceruledge. And here's the team. Last time I was playing this game on stream, I was actually going for specifically Chien Pao. We already captured and have our Miraidon, and their name is Curry. And then we have a Wo-Chien named Wo-Vicky. I don't know what I'm going to name Chien Pao, but that's the next one that we're going for, and that's why I posted that Freaky Blue Sky post. And if you want to see the Freaky Blue Sky post again, you can always go and check out my Blue Sky. Thank you. Let's get into it. Is the game loud? About to flip, cause I can't even disguise. I'm gonna do it again. Oh, it's so cute. I'm ready for the music. I have not been looking at my clips at all. I need to go and look at the clips. Actually, I think I want to start posting more of my clips on like TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. So if you see me posting my clips, don't say nothing. Actually, like it, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube. Thank you. Maybe the nickname could be Looking. It could be Pussy number 4. Although this would be my 3rd Chien Pao. You could always make the compilation. I believe that there are multiple there are already multiple things posted. I love a little bit of fan art, What ball do I want to catch this in? Was it the dive ball? I think it was the dive ball. Hi, Moss Green. Get into it. I'm loving this. Hold on. Gagged. Oh, we're low. Okay, period. Dive ball. This music. Why do I feel like I'm in like a Mario Kart race right now? Yeah. I like dive better for this one. It's like so ominous and so spooky. Ah. Boom, boom, boom. I wish I could put it to sleep. Tamari, the icon, the legend, the icon. Let me give her a full heal, max restore, whatever. Chi and Pao don't play. Tamari ate that. We're so close. I feel it in my bones. We're close. All it has left is Sucker Punch though, so we have to be careful. It doesn't want to be caught. We're so close. Thank you for following. Hi, Connor. Can I get some emotes in the chat? If you're with me right now, if you're watching me catch this freaking Chian Pao, send an emo right now. And if you're watching the VOD, hi. Yep. Get into it, y'all throwing it back. This music is good. Oh, I want it so bad now. We're gonna get it. If I threw an Ultra Ball at it right now, I think we would actually have it fully. It's getting tired. Lufufu baby is kind of eating this Chian Pao up. Do y'all have Labubus? Did y'all dress your Labubus up? I got a Labubu recently and I don't know if I want to dress it up. It's gonna be the next one. It's gonna be this one. And it was! That was a crit! We got it! Perfect timing, farm boy. Perfect timing, farm boy. We just got Chian Pao. Number 394, Chian Pao, the ruinous Pokemon, a dark and ice type. The hatred of those who perished by the sword long ago has clad itself in snow and become a Pokemon. Chian Pao, the ruinous Pokemon. And what are we gonna name Chian Pao? I'm thinking either I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. This is what we're naming Chian Pao. Yeah, do you have the weekend off, farm boy? I hope you get some good rest. Aw, man. Period. It's time to rot all weekend. I'm low-key tired from yesterday's stream, but I ran some errands today, so like I really like I've been like doing stuff, but it's not like super deep, so like I'm chilling, but I'm also like a little like mentally tired, but it's not that deep, so like. Let's just go with no filter. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, let me post that shit real quick. Hold on, hold on, hold on. My blue sky posts are crazy sometimes. Like I'm seeing them and I'm like, whoa. You're on one. Like you're kind of wild for that. Like so the other day we evolved Ryu the Urshifu, and here he is. And now we have Chia Pet Pussy. Right, right, right. The Chien Pao. Where's the music? Like we need some music or something. It's quiet as hell. Hi, Sublink. I did, and so now that means that we have to go for the other ones. So the next one that we should be going for is actually supposed to be Tinglu, I believe. And so we need to go and I need to go and open up my little tutorial on finding all the rest of these Steaks. Tinglu, I know that the Ground Blight Shrine is over here, yeah? But I don't know where all the stakes are. These are probably going to be the 2 more difficult ones when it comes to finding the stakes for them. But I'm glad that we got Jian Pao. It was cool. Yes, I do know that video, CMB. Hi, damsel. Damsel, check my two last blue ski posts. We got Chian Pao. Thank you for the follow. Hi, Bo. Thank you. I need to do my PPPVGC team. I would also like to see everybody post their PPPVGC teams by Monday night. Actually, let me make that announcement right now. I'm sitting here on my computer and I'm thinking about it. Let me make that announcement right now. Because I've been saying it, but I haven't been doing it. So, let me... Because some people need that. Like, I understand some people need to see, like, a day at a time. So, like, let's do a day at a time. I'm gonna do, it's gonna be like a college fucking, a college, thing where it's gonna be... Hi, Bo! Thank you so much for the raid. It's gonna be 11:59. That's what it's gonna be. Copy to clipboard. No, let's do this. Wait, that's February. Yeah, it is February. Okay. Let me go to the announcements channel here. I will take y'all along with me on the ride. Let me switch over to this page. And then, thank you so much, Bo. Hi, Raiders. Thank you so much for raiding. I hope that y'all had a good stream. Feel no obligation to stay. I'm just in the middle of making an announcement in my Discord server really fast. Okay, here's this. Okay, so the people I have listed are Damsel, Sam, Emerald, Rye, Moss Green City, Saffron. Okay, we'll do Rye. We will do Moss. We will do Emerald. We will do V. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. We'll do Milotic. Who's Milotic? And then we will do... Who are we missing? Sam. Sorry for me sitting in silence. I'm just typing. Should include... Okay, so if you are participating in the PPPVGC, you are, I need a visual graphic from you for your team submission by Monday, February 2nd at 11:59 p.m., or else you will not be able to participate in the event, even though the event is on February 5th in the afternoon. I believe it's at 4 p.m. Yeah, 4 p.m. Central. I need time to develop that. I'm working on my subathon. My subathon is a lot of energy for me, so it is what it is. Yeah, I will also provide a few resources for you, so let me get those available for you as well. Team maker, where is, let me go to history. Pokemon team. Is that it? This is not what I was looking for. Team. Let's do that one. Bow 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 bow. Bow 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 bow. Bow 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 bow. Okay, so there's that. What is the other one? Pokemon team. It's like Pokemon card maker. It's Poke Charms. Okay. Not me opening my, yep. All right, well, Rye has pulled out of the VGC, so if anybody else would like to take Rye's spot and speak now or forever hold your peace, but say so in the Discord server. Okay, let me get my resources for these team creators or whatever, and then I'll be ready to continue my stream. We don't need this one, but I do want this one. No, you don't have to build a team within the next 2 days. The event is on the 5th. Today is the 30th, meaning that you have 5 or I think you have 6 days, yes. And on top of that, you only have to showcase whatever your team plan is. So all you have to do for the second would be pick the Pokemon that you're going to be using and make a graphic of it, which is really easy. I'm giving you resources to do that right now. You could literally just use a trainer card maker, and then if you wanted to give something more artistic, you can work on that later and submit it after the fact, and that would be fine. If you want to participate, I'm not going to do all the work to go check and see who's wanting to participate and who's not doing it and whatever right now. Let me know on the thing. I'll check it later. I'll talk to y'all later. Hi, Sapphire. I'm actually gonna close this because I need to send somebody a DM. All right. Hi, Sapphire. How are you doing? Okay, so it's between CMB and Sublink to take Rye's spot. So what I probably will do, at least for right now, what I probably will do is like, Sublink, I need you to go and talk about it in the Discord chat. Just let me know that you're interested in the Discord. That way that I can like, you did. That was the first thing I did when I decided Amaterasu was my muse. However, depending on the day and time, I may have work. Okay, well, the information about the VGC is in the Discord server, so go check out the day and time, and then come back to me. Let me know in the VGC chat if you want to be an alternate, and if anybody else falls out, then I could put you in first. Same for CMB. CMB, if you want to be an alternate, then since Raya's already gone, I'm gonna need one alternate. You're the first person to speak, CMB, so I can add you in, but you still need to submit a team. Okay, so I'm doing all that. Now we need to start looking for these stakes in Pokemon Violet. Okay. I don't really want to use IGN. And the reason I'm not trying to be funny with y'all or anything. I'm not trying to be like condescending. But the reason why I need it in writing in the Discord server is because I handle that in the Discord server. I can't contain all this information and retain all this information on stream, because right now I'm already doing like 3 things. Right now I'm looking at the stakes for freaking Tinglu. And I'm playing this game, and I'm like, I have so many things open right now, like I can't like I would have to like write all that down. That's just gonna slow me down. I'm already trying to do so many other things, and I already took a long ass break. So the first location is actually, are these Tinglu? These are Wochiem. That's Chiampao, which is yellow. Tinglu is green, right? Yes. So it's saying the first one that it's on the map is actually here. Thanks, CMB. Appreciate you. It should be like up here. And the closest teleport is actually right there. Is that Tatsugiri? Oh, okay, get into it. I was like, what the hell is that? Yeah, since I didn't do a raffle to talk about the thing, I was gonna ask people about their timing. I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Like, I was worried. I was focused on the fashion review, but now I'm focusing on the VGC. I know there's only a week left though. I should have been doing this a little bit sooner. There's an ominous black stake driven into the ground. Will you pull out the stake? You don't have to do that right now, Sublink. Just by the deadline. And that's like in 3 days. That's basically all weekend and all Monday. Oh, okay. Where's the next one? The next one, it says, is... It's further up. It's like up here-ish. Yeah, like over here. I thought that Staraptor was shiny because of the way that the light is shining on its head. And that had me sweating. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Please, not Blanca from Pose. Not too much. Imagine if one of those Gulpin or that Swalot was blue. That'd be so nice. You could tell I haven't explored this area. Thank you for the 3-stream streak. Yeah, I do plan on keeping Pokemon in there for a little while. Especially if we end up doing one for Valentine's Day. That would be fun to see what y'all come up with. To pose with your like cute little Pokemon. I need to do a little bit of work on making like a graphic and announcing it, and then we're probably gonna end up just doing it. But if we do it, I don't think I'm gonna have a guest judge. Unless Sunny, maybe Sunny. Sunny might be a little bit freaky and get into it, but who knows? I haven't asked anybody. I can't commit, and I'm not committing anybody to being there for the event because it's like, it's kind of short notice. I was like, who's pink? And very lovebirdy. Sometimes she's like that. Sometimes, not too much. Okay, the third one is actually, it's in the mountain. It's on the it's on the edge. I'm on the edge of glory, and I'm hanging on the moment of truth. Out on the edge of glory, and I'm hanging on the moment with you. I'm on the edge. Where the fuck is this? The edge, the edge, the edge. The edge, the edge. Yeah, yeah, out on the edge. It's over here. Of glory. And I'm hanging on the moment with you. Because it's positioned on game 8, it's positioned like this for some reason. And it's like, it's indicated that it's like right here. One big room full of bad bitches. But honestly, it might just be better if Sunny participated, so maybe I'll just do it by myself. Because, like, I'm thinking it would be fun just to have, like, to see what everybody comes up with. And it's going to be a small event, so I really don't mind judging it by myself. I would just need to be a little bit like, I need to prepare myself. That's it. I don't know how y'all feel about me having only myself as a judge. It's just that Valentine's Day is in 2 weeks. That's a shorter, and if I'm and I would need the weekend to prepare, and I believe is it tomorrow that's the first? No, the first is on Sunday. I would need to announce that shit by Sunday. Because that would only be, and even if I push it to the 19th, that would still only be like 18 days, which is, I believe that's less time than what you had from the PP presentation to the actual event for January. So, because I gave you to the 29th, yeah, so it was 20 days then too, so maybe it's not that bad. Because the presentation, wasn't that on the 9th? Yeah, the presentation was on the 9th and you had until the 29th, so you only had 20 days. And if I announced the next one on the 1st, you would only have from the 1st until the 19th, so that would be 18 days. So that's even less. And normally, considering that normally I give y'all like a solid like 4 weeks. While not legendary, I want to ask, is Smeargle okay? I know she can be controversial in competitive spaces. It's not that deep. You can use Smeargle. You can use a Smeargle. Only you just go by whatever the rules say. So you can use a Smeargle, you can use a Ditto, you can use repeating Pokemon. I really don't care. We're here for a good time, not a truly competitive time. It's not there's no real, like, there is a real reward, but the real reward is like not tangible, so it's not like super serious. On my hair, my hair, my hair, my hair. I've had enough, and this is my prayer that I'll die living just as free as my hair. I've had enough, and this is my prayer that I'll die living just as free as my hair. I've had enough, I'm not a freak, I'm just here. Playing this tackle on the streets, I've had enough. Hi, damsel, welcome back. Damsel, what do you think about a Valentine's Day IGFR? Like just a petite one, nothing serious. Would you be down to participate? Well, that's good. At least you came up with something. You can't write Scooby-Doo here. I can't believe that I never named my Miraidon, or I never named my Koraidon, and so now that my Miraidon has a name, it's so funny that it's like saying you can't write Scooby-Doo. Y'all think I can fly from here to where I'm going? Probably not. Do y'all think that these Glalie can get up here? And can. Probably not. I'm gonna end up in the water. Usually they don't really let you fly like that here. It would be cute. If you were to have a guest judge, you should ask Sunny. I think that's a good theme for her to judge. I think so too, but honestly, I want to see what she would come up with as a participant. But I would need to talk to her about it first if I wanted anybody to judge. I wouldn't mind doing a solo judging for this event, especially because, like, I've wanted to do a solo judge, and I think that there was a vision. You know, we've talked about this before, how I had a vision in, like, June or July for for the next 6 months of the event back in last year, and how I kind of gave up on that vision in August. And so there were so many events that got canceled. I would love for Sunday to be part of one of those events if I were to ever reschedule them or recreate them. Or like I would like to have Sunny on for something else that she can really like sink her teeth into. I think she would sink her teeth into this one, but the deadline is a little too intense for anybody to really sink their teeth into it, because I like to give my guest judges enough space and time to also prepare for the event. And you know, if we're gonna have 18 days from the if I bust my ass to make the event to plan the event this weekend, I announce it Sunday or Monday at the latest, we're gonna have a limited time. That's not really gonna give any guest judge enough time to prepare themselves for the event, as far as like making the promotion and stuff like that, because like I always have those people. It's part of it, and I'm mostly saying this. I'm not actually saying this directly to you, Damsel. I'm saying it to anybody else who's listening. Like, Damsel was making the looks on the fashion review flyer for this last one, and everyone that she's been a part of, she's made looks. That's true for Pero. That's true for Sunny. That's true for Meownix, and that would be true for anybody else. And that's also part of it. It took me. I was already working on some stuff in DTI, and it took me a long time to really get prepared for what I was trying to do, so I know it's not going to be a super easy one. Because normally I formulate the theme based on whatever I work on. Okay, that one's on. I think that's that island. Oh, it's this one. This is my prayer. For $20, the burger was small and the fries were mid. Can I have a bite? Maybe next year. What do you mean maybe next year? I do have a lot going on, but I could definitely handle continuing the the fashion review and the VGC. And I'm excited. I'm already excited to do a Valentine's Day event. I have a lot of free time when I'm not streaming anyway, so I don't mind doing it. Especially if it's like a loosey-goosey theme. Mm-hmm. Okay, where's my next one? Oh. That's not it. Oh, it's like right here. I'm trying to have a high output for this year, so I am completely fine with overloading my schedule if that means I'm pushing myself to do more. I haven't told y'all about my goals yet, but I do have them. Is that a shiny, or is it just dark? I think it's just dark. Hello? It's just dark. Bitch. Cause this, yeah, the shiny has yellow on it, doesn't it? Partner pushing? I'm not there yet. I am not there yet. I am not even a partner. And I'm not even close to being a partner. I do not meet those thresholds just yet. Actually, I would love to do the work to actually get to that point, but thank you for the shiny luck. Wait, did I see a shiny? Are you just being messy? You're just being messy. Shiny banana. Mm-hmm. Okay, get into it. Clock it, clock it. Hi, Pickle. I thought you were saying that I saw a shiny Sam. I was gonna be gagged. How are you doing, Pickle? This next one's in the cave. That's right here. Oh, it's in that hole. Is that the one that's in the hole? I woke up without a hangover. Just finished visiting my nephews and got Little Caesars and a cute little drink. A cute tea. Get into it. Give me one. Can I have a sip? Hold on. Y'all be doing so much without me. Oh my. I'm always so paranoid because this one does look like it's a different color. Like, this one, to me, looks like it's a different color than the other one, but neither of these are shiny. I know that's right, Pickle. Thank you, thank you. I was about to say it's 5 o'clock somewhere, Milo Chick, but it's 5 o'clock here, so. Tequila. I did. I got a me and Chow, or not a me and Chow, a me and Chow. Me and Chow is different Pokemon. Hello. We got a GM Pow. Me and Chow is the evolution of me and Fu. And I fuck with me and Chow heavy. That's one of my faves. Do the roar. Roar! What are we fundraising for? The Switch 2? Hit exclamation point Switch 2 in the chat just to get access to the Switch 2 crowdfund into my throne. Hi, Latte. I'm also I have a sub counter because this is a subathon, but you do not have to send subs. The focus, because I am encouraging subs, but I'm actually focused on the crowdfund right now. I love you, Daddy. Oh, my foot itches. I'm sorry. Oh. Y'all remember when I was hunting for Cyclozar? All right, the next one is... Oh, this is the last one. Oh, it's over here. Like up here. Hi, Latte. How are you? Welcome in. Whoa, we got a donation. Let me check my email. Thank you for the $25. State your name, or state, or if you want to claim that that $25 donation is something that you specifically sent, let me know. That way I can make you a complimentary blingy. Only one blingy per person while supplies last. And the reason I said if you want to claim it, is because it says on my thing that it was anonymous. Hold on. Speaking of that, it's been a couple days and I haven't seen one. I needed to donate a specific amount, or you just haven't gotten there. I have not made any blingies for anybody this week at all. I did the blingies for the first lot of people from last week, but I didn't get to anybody else. Sublink, when I was looking on the list though, I don't recall seeing your name on your thing. Did you submit one of these donations and just didn't like put your name on it? Because if I get it as anonymous, then I don't, like, you know, then I can't put your name on the list because I don't know it's you. Unless you fell through the cracks. Whoa. Because the blingies, they just take time. Hi, Latte. Thank you for the 25. Oh my gosh, get into it. We're so close now. Because that puts us right to 490, I believe. Okay, that was Latte and that was Darius. Thank you, thank you. I did. I said in chat I forgot to put my name because I had to do it quickly. Okay, I will add you to the list, Sublink, because I do believe you. I just never got to you, so I'm so sorry for missing you. Was that this week or was it last week? Yeah, so that would be 70, that would be 90, $490. We are so close to our threshold of $500 and at the threshold for $500, then your incentive for the donation for the community will be, oh, I will owe you one girly pop lock hosted by me. Like me.
It's me, Pretty Pink Pawnee.
Like me. So if you want that girly pop lock. Right. Thank you, Darius, for the $15. Okay, so Darius, I have you on the list so far for this week. I have Undine, Breb, Gar Jam, Farm Boy, Latte, Darius, and Sublink for the list of people who I need to make blingies for. That's a lot of blingies that I need to make. I'm gonna be busy this week, and that was $15, which means that we are now at 505. Also, hi Ube, which means now I owe you a girly pop lock, and I'm actually going to share that in the. I'm gonna be a blingy making machine. I'm just posting in the Discord server really fast. Oh, we are so close. Why am I getting ads even though I'm subbed? I hate Twitch. I'm so sorry, Latte. A blingy making machine. Yep, I am a blingy making machine. And that was Ting Lu. Are y'all ready for me to go and fight Ting Lu? I need to making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound. Staring blankly ahead, making my way through the crowd. And I need you. And I miss you, and now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Would you think time couldn't pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you tonight. Let me just post. I'm posting on my Blue Sky really fast. I'm just confirming that we are going to be doing a girly pop lock, and the girls need to get ready because I'm going to come through like. And just for context, if you want to see what the sub incentives are, you can check my About Me, meaning you can scroll down, or you could, or I think you have access to it on your mobile too. I just don't know exactly how you would access that. But yeah. Meaning that we are not too far off. We are not too far off for the final 2 incentives, and I don't even know what those are. Oh, isn't it me trying Fortnite and then also me doing a karaoke stream? I know V wants me to play Fork Knife. If I start playing Fortnite, can somebody buy me the Lisa skin? LMAOJK .. unless question mark. CNB wants me to play Fortnite and CNB wants me to play Marvel Rivals. Thank you. I'll buy you a different skin, I guess. We'd have to be friends for at least 2 weeks for me to give you a skin. Oh, I see, I see. Oh, so you just can't gift baddie skin, like you have to like actually know the baddie to gift the skin. Oh, I get it. Well, hey, it wouldn't be for a while. I could set up my account, not too much. All these incentives are not just gonna start happening randomly back to back as soon as the subathon ends. They are gonna be happening, not randomly and not back to back. It's gonna be like LMAOJK ... unless. Hi, Andalise. Well, if I made my account, I will let you know. Because at this point, I need to prepare the Marvel Rivals and I need to prepare the Fortnite. So, should I play Fortnite on my Switch, or do you think it would be better to play it on my PC? Well, I know it would be better to play it on my PC, but do you think it would be feasible for me to play it on my Switch? Especially if I got a Switch 2? Oh my gosh. And then what if that would be so messy. What if I did a PS5 fundraiser right after I did my Switch 2 fundraiser? LMAO. I love reading Wikipedia. That's what I was thinking, damsel. Come and get me, bitch. Come and get me. Me and Scuba Doo are out here doing our big one. Like, come and get me, bitch. Where's the sign? Isn't there a sign for this area? Is it up top, maybe? Would you walk across the log bridge IRL? I don't trust my balance enough to walk across something like that in real life. However, if like I was with a group of people and I saw somebody else doing it, I probably would do it. If I wanted to. Like if I was like, if we were out somewhere and they were like, yeah, just cross this bridge and then you'll be fine and I'll do it and it's this, and I was like, I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. That sucks on the lease. Oh my god. Oh, here's the sign right here. I'm so stupid. I'm so goofy coded, so goofy, so stupid, so goofy. I'm so goofy, like, I'm kind of quirky. Leave an emote in the chat if you're quirky. Are these supposed to be logs? I actually could never tell if these are supposed to be logs. For some reason, I thought it was like cords. But not like electrical cords, but just like cords that were just like drawn across as a bridge. I never really thought about it, honestly. We are making our way over to Tinglu. I'm just taking my sweet time. My sweet piano. Who's your favorite Sanrio character? Name it in the chat. Tuxedo Sam? Hanamaru Obake? I don't know what they look like off the top of my head. We've talked about this before. My sweet piano. V, can you describe the one you're talking about so I don't have to go look it up? The blue bunny. The blue bunny. I'm lying, Pinguino. Oh. Yeah, his name is Tuxedo Sam. Taco Cat? Cute. Yeah, we've talked about this before, Sublink. That's fine. Who's Anne? Yeah, I love a cute little saltine myself. I agree. The Groundbite Shrine is right here. Wouldn't it be kind of crazy, sexy, cool to see a shiny fortress, low key, high key, low key? So at the other shrines so far, we have pictures with Hanky Candle at the yellow one, and at the pink one, we have a picture with Quaval, aka Delta, I believe. I don't see where that picture is, but I do remember taking it. Maybe it was the, I have a screenshot of it because it was on, that's my, yeah, that's my trainer icon, I bet. And we have one with Delta too. So the next one we should do with this green one, I think our Mantra the Arboliva would look good here. He's a little ghost-looking guy with ears, and he holds a giant pencil. Yes. Yeah, Cinnamoroll is a dog. And all the ones that look like Cinnamoroll are dogs. They're puppies. On is a very tiny hamster diva. Oh yes, we talked about this. Yes, yes. My favorite characteristic is that she doesn't like to walk a lot. Yes, yes. Yeah, send your favorite picture of your your favorite Sanrio characters in the Discord. I love it when people do stuff. Honestly, I like when people use the Discord because it validates my desire to continue working on the Discord. I actually need to organize it a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. I wanted her in her wreath. And we got her in her wreath, period. Okay. Alright, what are we catching Tinglu in? I believe. Let me save the game since I got access to the shrine. Let me go interact with it so I can fly back here. Also, we never read what the shrine for Qian Pao says. But what ball should we catch Tinglu in? I think Tinglu would be really good in a Dusk Ball, which I only have 4 of. We got Qian Pao in a Dive Ball, and we got Wo Qian in a Nest Ball, aka Wo Vicky and Chia Pet Pussy. So for Tinglu, I think we can use a Dusk Ball. That would be really good. So let's go check out what Qian Pao's shrine says before we move on completely from that. You think we should do a luxury? I think, actually, I think that I want each of them in different balls. I think the luxury ball would be really good for Chi Yu. The ruinous sword seal has been broken. That's what it says. Let's go shopping. Who would win in a fight between Qian Pao and Mian Xiao? Qian Pao and Mian Xiao? Mian Xiao is a fighting type, and fighting type is 4 times effective against Qian Pao, who is an ice and dark type. So it's very likely that a well-equipped Mian Xiao would be able to fight even a standard Qian Pao very easily. I feel like I might need more than 35. We also got Miraidon in a quick ball. Fun fact. Okay, we're gonna save right here. I'm gonna stretch my legs for 2 seconds. And then we're gonna get started. Would y'all like to do a prediction on whether or not I will get it in the first try? It's good that it's a good idea to start saving up. Okay, let me do that. Send an emote in the chat if you're still with me. Dang, it's only been an hour and 45 minutes? Dang, okay. I can't make a prediction from my phone. Oh, I can. It's right here. Okay, starting the prediction now. We need votes on both sides in order for anybody to win. So keep that in mind, or else you won't win. King Lu, here we come. Get into it, Sam. I always think Ting Lu is a steel type, but it's a ground type. Ruination cuts is a dark type move that cuts your opponent's HP in half. Similarly to what is that move called? Hyperfang, is it? Among others, I believe there are others. Stomping Tantrum. Kyanites. We don't really have a lot of Pokemon that are going to be great against this one, I don't think, because we have like multiple Pokemon that are weak to ground types too. We're going to use Hanky here. I want to get it with like one good hit if I can, so we're gonna actually revive Delta, because I feel like Delta would hit it well, especially because Delta actually is effectively type matched up against King Lu compared to the other Pokemon on the team. Y'all like Alder? Who's been watching Damsel's GPL? Throat chop. What's going on? I feel Chi-Yu is neurodivergent maknae. Chien-Pao is gay uncle. Wo-Chien is sapphic elder stud. And Ting-Lu is non-binary chill individual. The way nobody asked you, CMB, nobody asked you about Drayden. I wanted to be clear that nobody brought that up. All right, here goes my dusk ball. Did we just get it on the first attempt? We just got it on the first attempt. And that's Ting Lu for you. Congratulations to the winners of the prediction. We did get Ting Lu on the first attempt. Number 395, Ting Lu, the Ruinous Pokemon, a dark and ground type. It slowly brings its exceedingly heavy head down upon the ground, splitting the earth open with huge fissures that run over 160 feet deep. Ting Lu, the Ruinous Pokemon. And we are going to give Ting Lu a name. What should we name Ting Lu? Betsy, Funny Bowl. Chester, Salad Spinner. It does kind of look like a salad bowl, huh? We're gonna name it Wedge Salad. With the heart. And we are going to add it to the party. We'll put mantra away for now, and then we're going to add it to the party so we can take a picture. It looks really cool like this, but I can't take this picture because I want the cave in the background. The Ruinous Vessel seal has been broken. Alright, y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that means. Do y'all know what that means? Time to work. Not so much. I hate to tell you, but not so much. Isn't the lore that these Pokemon became the way they are because the king's evil and manifested into these Pokemon? I think it's because they were ancient items that changed hands. So they were originally from a region to the east of Paldea of some sort, which, you know, in the lore context, normally when you're in Europe and somebody's talking about somewhere in the east, they're referring to somewhere in Asia. Although sometimes it can also be Eastern Europe, depending, right? And they were items that were like highly treasured or whatever, but they changed hands multiple times. And the person who ended up giving to them, if I remember correctly, it was a whole thing. Actually, I did the entire little quest of it, the story of the, I did all of the classes and the story of the Treasures of Ruin in the first stream of this this two-part, which is like it's in the on my YouTube. It's also titled The Legends of Distant Lands and Distant Times. It is, I think it's day, what is it, 5? It's probably day 5 of the subathon on my YouTube channel, so you can check that out if you want to know, or you can also look it up. I'm not exactly sure though, and like I want to be like, I want to tell you the story, but I really don't remember. But I think it's something along the lines of the items have like were traded a lot, and then they ended up in Paldea and gifted by the king or something like that. It's hard to say. I think they might have been evil before they got to the king, but I don't remember. The reason I asked is because hypothetically, did these Pokemon have different forms before? Because that would be interesting to see, like when their power wasn't tainted. No, I actually think that they were just inanimate objects. That's what the lore, specifically like in the history class that you take with Professor Ryfort, aka Miss Ryfort, she talks about how they were originally just items that were traded to the King of Paldea. And then they like through some you know circumstance they became like they animated, and that's how they became the Pokemon that we know them to be. And they were just happened to be evil. But honestly, I could look it up. Let's just look. Because I don't think they were Pokemon before. And that's why they have the weird items that they are, because Chien-Pao was a sword, Tinglu was a vessel, so it was the bull that is in the horns, that's the point. Wo-Chien was like a set of beads of some sort. I think it might have been prayer beads, but I don't know if they had specifically said that it was prayer beads. And then Wo-Chien was like writing tablets. Yes, they're malevolent thematically, yes. And isn't that interesting? I wish that there was like a story that actually, like, a story within the game that actually, like, you could actually experience with these Pokemon. But at least we got that in the DLC with the Loyal 3. They originated in an unknown land, but currently reside in the Paldea region. That's what it says on Bulbapedia. But just to refresh us all, the 4 treasures of ruin were once normal objects originated from a distant land in the east of Paldea. These 4 treasures were a set of wooden tablets, a sword, a vessel, and a set of beads. As time passed, each of the treasures were corrupted by negative human emotions, grudge, hatred, fear, and envy respectively, gaining life and cladding themselves in dead leaves, snow, and ice, and dirt, and rocks, and fire to create their respective bodies, becoming the legendary Pokemon Wo-Chien, Chien-Pao, Tinglu, and Chi-Yu. One day, in the ancient times of Paldea, a merchant came from the east in possession of these 4 treasures, traveled to the Paldea region, and presented them to the Paldean king. In excitement, the treasure-obsessed king quickly bought them all, keeping them in his castle with his other treasures. The king's greed, however, eventually caused the 4 treasures to awaken, transforming into their Pokemon forms. The 4 legendary Pokemon went berserk and caused a disaster that completely destroyed the castle and almost the entire kingdom afterwards. Eventually, though, the 4 of them were defeated and sealed away in different shrines, scattered across the Paldea region by Pokemon wielders called out by the Paldean king. Wo-Chien was sealed within the Grasswither Shrine, Chien-Pao within the Ice Wren Shrine, Tinglu within the Ground Blight Shrine, and Chi-Yu within the Fire Scourge Shrine. And that's what we have. And just my favorite thing about the Bulbapedia articles when they normally do them is that I like to go and look at the trivia. It says, the Treasures of Ruin share similarities to the Guardian deities. They are a quartet of legendary Pokemon situated in a particular region. Both quartets share a base stat total of 570. Each quartet has a shared type. The Treasures of Ruin share the Dark type, and the Guardian deities share the Fairy type. The Guardian deities are the ones that are in their respective islands in Alola. So that would be the Tapus, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Fini, Tapu Lele, and Tapu Koko. The respective quartet's signature moves, Ruination and Nature's Madness, are differently typed variations of each other, both being moves that deal damage equivalent to half of the target's remaining HP. Both quartets also share variations of given abilities. The Treasures of Ruin all have variations of abilities that lower a stat of all other Pokemon on the field when they are present, while the Guardian deities all share abilities that summon a different type of terrain upon entering battle. Wo-Chien, Chien-Pao, Ting-Lu, and Chi-Yu all have their names romanized in the Wade Giles format in English, Spanish, and Italian. In French and German, their names are instead romanized in the Hanyu Pinyin format, with their respective names being Chongjian, Baojian, Dinglu, and Yu in those languages. Meaning that and that's just the way that they're translated from their originally Chinese names, I believe. That would be interesting to say that it was Volo. Would be really interesting, especially because this is the game that directly follows Legends Arceus in the first place, right? And Volo is coming from the Far East. However, would he have actually been able to have, do all of that while he was he was going to Kalos, so there's that. I wonder where Volo has ended up. I'm curious. I think Paldea has a lot of potential when it comes to the lore, but so much of the lore is just hidden in the game. Like, it's hidden in the side bullshit of the game. Like, doing your classes, that's not like the classes are readily available to you from the beginning of the game. Yes, I believe like most of them, if not all of them, right? Like, you can do all of the classes from the beginning of the game, and then they update as you do your gym battles, and they all provide information to you, but like they're not portrayed as being like, they're not portrayed as being very essential to the story, even though they are. Actually, the new AZ would actually be L, considering the story of Pokemon Legends ZA. However, Volo seems to be in a similar class to them. But situationally, that, not to spoil it, thank you for the bits, but L is the new ZA as far as like what actually happened to AZ. He is the new AZ. And you find that out when you do the when you capture the legends. Yes, I know what you mean, Sublink. It would be interesting to see Volo. I am curious about what's going on with him, where he went, things like that, especially because they kind of confirmed in ZA that he's alive and he's walking around. All right, we have 8 stakes to go for, and the first stake that we are going to be going for is actually not too far away from where we currently sit. It is on a beach. Is it over here? Is this the beach? That is kind of far away. That is the beach. It's like over here. Not Tianka Spears. I do think that it was an interesting turn of events for the games to have taken on this, like, you know, this story of mythological proportions with AZ, where he was a king from the past who essentially, like, was maddened by the loss of one of his favorite Pokemon in a war that he had no control over, but a big stake in. And he went crazy and basically, like, he created a, you know, world-ending weapon, thinking that he could bring back the Pokemon that he lost. And in that, he paid the ultimate price. He was never allowed to die. And part of the reason that he never died was because the weapon never got used again. But when the weapon got used again, the individual who happened to be using the weapon paid the same price as AZ, and AZ, unfortunately, paid another price. You know what I mean? So it's just interesting to see how the mythology of it all, the turn of events, like, it's just very interesting. And I honestly, one of the things that I really hated about ZA was how they downplayed that specific turn of events so much within the story that it was, like, not really something anybody talked about, when AZ was such a core figure to the like, to just the to the mythos of Pokemon, period, but especially to the particular parts of the region that are based on, you know, the southern section of Europe. Izunami? I don't know much about Izunami. Izunami? All right, since we're having this cute little mythological conversation, and this is the legendary Pokémonathon, and we are on the road to capturing Giratina, because we did the story about Giratina last time we played Pokemon Legends Arceus. We could talk a little bit about it. Wikipedia says that Izanami and Izanagi are held to be the creators of the Japanese archipelago. And the progenitors of many deities, which include the sun goddesses Amaterasu, the moon deity Tsukuyomi, and the storm god Susanoo. In mythology, she is the ancestor of the Japanese imperial family. In Shinto and Japanese mythology, Izanami gave humans death, so she is sometimes seen as a Shinigami. As I'm glancing, I'm just kind of skimming the story. There's a lot of side events that are happening in the story that are leading to Izanami being sent to the underworld. And a lot of these things probably have to do with, like, you know, spiritual lessons, esoteric lessons, so to speak. Create a separation between the world and the living and the world. Interesting how he gave birth to his Izanagi. It says at the end of the story that he gave birth to the sun god, the moon god, and then to the last of the trio of the three. From his right eye, his left eye, and his nose. I think it's really interesting how that is like how that could tie into other mythological stories. I also think that Pokemon takes really interesting angles sometimes with their mythology. I saw a really interesting post, and I posted it in the Discord when I was reading it. Somebody made a post on Reddit talking about the mythology that truly inspired Zygarde specifically, and the different forms of Zygarde. But if you read Bulbapedia, it says that Zygarde is mostly based on Nordic myth. Right. Well, Nordic myth shares a cultural what would the word be? Nordic myth is kind of like, you know, a lot of the monotheistic a lot of the polytheistic religions share cultural history with each other, whether it is through cultural exchanges or through a shared ancestry that these certain cultures had prior to their recognition as individual entities. And so it's interesting to see how Pokemon actually syncretizes some of these concepts in a way. Okay, that fucking steak was over here. Did I get the steak? I don't think I got the steak. I don't remember getting the steak. It was over here by a rock. Because I wasn't in the right spot. Hello? It's over there. It's interesting how Pokemon does like, it carries out its own level of syncretism by adding these concepts together in a way. Hi, Pero. That, like, combines them for almost kind of like a new form of this mythology that you see in the games and in the media that is created outside of Pokemon. Did I get the freaking steak? I don't remember getting the steak. I got items, I didn't get the steak. Unless I just missed it. You have a major theory about Giratina, Arceus, Palkia, and Dialga. What I was going to get to was that I think that Palkia and Dialga and Arceus and Giratina, at least thematically based on their designs, are based on one concept. But when it comes to their story, it's multiple different spiritual and mythological concepts coming together to make these stories. And a lot of times, because the Pokemon Company and Game Freak, the creators of Pokemon, whoever is working on these stories specifically in the lore of it all, are combining the stories and simplifying them in such a way it syncretizes the concepts, which also allows them to develop the Pokemon designs and the lore much further, right? Because we see something like Arceus. Arceus is clearly based on, at least to a certain extent, some of the major creator deities that are regarded as, you know, the creator deities we know them to be. However, to say that it is one or the other would be to demean the meaning of what was said in the original lore compared to the real world, you know, consequence of the belief system, right? Especially because a lot of times people would believe different things anyway, or when there were cultural exchanges, sometimes people would just add on to their own belief systems in an interesting way. But I am curious to see what you have to say about it, Sublink. I'm just giving my in-depth thoughts on the topic. A long-form content about the Pokemon world and lore, because I think you have a lot of real-world knowledge that inspires the games. Now you asking Pero to draw you a bath. There is mythology that inspired, I will say, if I were to go into the in-depth lore that I have that inspires my OCs and explaining all of the concepts that go around that, then I would, there would be a mythological connection. Where the fuck? I could have swore that I got it. Maybe I did get it. Did I get? I'm losing my mind. We got into such a deep conversation. I could have swore that I did not get that steak. I didn't see a shiny Banette. Sam got a shiny Banette. It was over here. It should be by that rock, but it's not. Well, if it's not there, maybe I got it. I'm tripping. Like, you just leave. Like, get over it. Like, it's over. Like, leave. Like, get out. Like. Yes, I agree with you, Sam. But to say that they are working on an like a belief system that you that let me organize my mind. To say that Pokemon is working on a archetypical story functioning that functions through multiple different belief systems that we understand to be, or at least that we phrase them to be, mythology, would then also be to say that that does work on a modern form of syncretism, especially when it comes to polytheistic religions, which is oftentimes where we see mythological figures, including but not limited to one similar to yokai, which is what Pokemon are partially based on. So it's like, yes, they are doing that. I agree that they're doing that, but also they're doing that because there was already, like, that's already something that happened and that has been happening for thousands of years. A lot of times when I talk to Westerners, they always equate Giratina to Satan. That's because that's because a lot of them, that's their first natural association to the underworld, which is true for a lot of people around the world, but not everyone. In reality, its action and stories do not align with that exactly, but many insist on the inspiration alone. I think it's a mixed inspiration. I think that it's I think that it is partially inspired by Lucifer's alignment into the concept of Satan, but some of it also has to do with other things. For sure. Because like it's not a direct correlation that Arceus is the, you know, the god of the Christian beliefs in the first place. So to say that Giratina is a representation of the antithesis of that god would be as false as saying that Arceus is God itself. It's just simply not the case, because the stories are too complex and they're too separate. Also, I don't think that it would be wise of the Pokemon, you know, the creators of these Pokemon games to be using those mythologies in places where they do not necessarily apply, like in a game based on the Hokkaido region of Japan. Even though there are Japanese Christians, I still don't think that it would be like, there were so many other places where you could have done that. You know what I mean? And I think that they did do that in some contexts, but, you know. Literacy, video games, and movies. Shintoism is used in those almost constantly. Biblical references and Greek mythologies are also busy with the agenda. Pokemon doing this, yes. Does this, yes, but like any other type of consumable medias. Yeah, and I think a lot of that is just simply because, like, there's value to mythological stories, and there's value to an understanding of greater mythological themes. You know, these stories were important to these different cultures for a variety of reasons, and they informed people in a way that gave them an awareness of situations that they might not necessarily have experienced prior to the moment that they learned the story, or even after they learned the story until they had to. And then they have a template based on the esoteric knowledge that you get from an understanding of mythology. It makes you smarter by even simply by mulling over the stories in your own head. It gives you connections to what happens in your real life, you know. And I think that's really interesting. I also think that Pokemon does promote a certain level of research that a lot of people, whether they do it or not, would benefit from. You're not going to your lunch. Okay. The way you're in the middle of work listening to me ramble on like this is crazy. Asked my friend if she wanted to go out tonight, and she said no because she has a drunk Discord call scheduled for tomorrow night. Help, not a drunk Discord call. And you're not invited. I think this would be such a fun shiny to capture. This Pokemon has never been on my radar. I know what the shiny looks like. I have just never gone for it. If you don't know what the shiny looks like, you can always look. What the fuck? I don't get drunk, so I can't have a drunk Discord call. Personally. You're going to lunch. Okay, get into it, Sublink. Keep it in, please, though, if we're gonna have the conversation, just keep it in consumable chunks, because, you know, a paragraph might be a little much. Random shiny phalanx the other day in Za, and it was very happy. It's not that I can't get drunk, it's that I simply choose not to. Also, I believe that what CMB was referring to about a drunken Discord call was a little bit more intimate than anything that me and you were ever gonna do, Milo Take. I love this area of the region. Sam is digging into them groceries. Get into it, Sam. I got groceries earlier. Nothing great. I actually, because I ordered them ahead, the guy gave me like ultra green bananas. I was pissed. What do you mean? Anyway. This is where the shrine is, though. Don't do it, Pero. Don't do it. I'm so... Saving her for the rainiest day. Hero, one day, I don't think you should do that. One day you're gonna have the most stressful day ever, and you're gonna be like, I have that breakfast sandwich at home. You're gonna get in your house, you're gonna make your breakfast sandwich in the air fryer or the microwave or whatever the fuck you do with it, and then you're gonna eat it, and it's not gonna be satisfactory. Are you sure they discontinued it and they just didn't have it in stock? Don't you love these spiky spikes? I love these spiky spikes. Costco normally has the same stuff, but sometimes they don't. And you can look that information up online a lot of times. Because I believe I don't think they do order ahead, but they definitely do have like an online catalog of other items. Under a tree on the top of a cliff near Levincia City. Okay. That's okay. That's right by the... Yeah. I got a DM. And y'all heard it too. Is there an explanation to the spiky spikes? I have no clue. That particular area of the Paldea region is a little mysterious, in my opinion. I think that there is like a real world connotation to it, but you know, a lot of Paldea is like, a lot of the parts of Paldea that are like covered in these like gigantic expanses of land and landmarks and all this bullshit. Sometimes they're not real. Like that shit just was not there. I'm sure there is a real world connection though. Very rarely does Pokemon the shit that goes on in Pokemon just happen out of thin air. Where I'm actually supposed to be is up here. Pickles, why don't you start that company? You be a billionaire. The next one is... Well, where the fuck is that? It's gotta be like over here. It's not. Where is that? Is it over here? It is over here. Like it's in this area. I have no drive to do anything. Well, Sometimes I think it's good to do things that you're not super emotionally connected to. As somebody who's emotionally connected to a lot of the shit that I do, and like sometimes feels the need to be emotionally connected to that shit. Sometimes it's good to not do things you're emotionally connected to. That way you can do them without fear of the consequences. Like, oh, this doesn't matter to me. Oh yeah, I'll do this really well. It's a double-edged sword. Shout out to Scoobert Do. You know, the real reason why I named my Miraidon Scoobert is after Scooby-Doo is because it likes to sit around with me and eat sandwiches. And here's the last one, and the last one is like not too far away from here, actually. Fun fact. It's over here. This little stretch of land right there. Hi, and Dee Dee. She's cute. I forgot that Scooby was always eating a fucking hoagie. Yup. Also, in my original badge quest of Pokemon Violet, I referred to the Miraidon as a dog, and that carried over into the current badge quest that I'm doing in Pokemon Violet, where I jokingly refer to it as a dog because they act like dogs. We've seen multiple Vaporeons today. You're kind of Fred, but not too much. I mean, maybe a little. I don't think that in the modern era that Fred would be as much of an aesthetic queen as he is in the show. Like, imagine how Fred would be acting if he, was that not the last one? I knew I was missing one. It was the one over here. As I knew I didn't get that, like, first one that I was talking about. I knew I didn't get it, and that's why I'm confused. Because it's not, like, in that spot that it's describing. Because when I was over here, like, I thought it was going to be there, and then when I went over here, it wasn't there. And there's not, like, another area. Because it was describing it as being, like, over here, but it wasn't over here. Because that was the only one that I went to. Your theory overall suggests that the creation trio were once a being that split into three, which was the true original Arceus. And the creation trio you're referring to... Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. And they were all one being, but I think it was stated, wasn't it stated that they were all separated? Or not separated, but they were all like individual from creation, from conception? Because the trio that was considered to be one specific being would actually be Hiram, Zekrom, and Reshiram, interestingly enough. And Hiram is supposed to be some kind of like vessel that contains that was originally the main section of that individual being. Yeah, it said it was like right here, but it's not here. And I would have remembered, I feel like I would have remembered every other one that I saw. I remembered where it was exactly. Like I remember like walking up to it and like interacting with it. That would be really cool, Latte. I feel like my resource is not correct. I mean that is somewhat true, Sublink, but if that's the only information we have to work on, then we can't assume anything else is going on. Unless we actually see these things happening in real time. Within the games, at least. Let's go to the shrine and see what I'm missing, because I feel like I missed something. In the game, Palkia and Dialga are more animalistic. I guess. I don't think I got all of the stakes. I'm so confused. Because I don't recall ever seeing the little thing that said that we got all of them, but I went to all the spots, so it should be open, but then when we go up to it, it's still closed. We need one more. So where did I not go? Also, why did I freaking close that freaking website? I mean, we never really know the full context because I think that it's also because you could also argue that Arceus itself is also not necessarily a fully benevolent or malevolent creature as well, even though it's noted as at least creating the area of Sinnoh, if not the entire world and every other Pokemon that exists. It has moments where it is very actively malevolent and negative in multiple different media. That showcase that Pokemon specifically. It also seems to be very short-tempered and short-sighted. So creating all these other Pokemon that seem to be representations of all different aspects of humanity would be like, is the Pokemon that we see actually even that concept? It's referred to, or I think it's theorized within the lore, if not by the fan base, then actually it's said somewhere that like the Arceus that we observe is not the actual Arceus, but more like an avatar of Arceus, meaning that it is the representative of the being itself, but that is not actually what it looks like. And that is explored through the fact that the other Pokemon similar to Arceus, Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina all have separate forms now that, you know, that kind of showcase that all of them can change and they don't necessarily always exist the same way, which would also lead to more speculation about like what they might exist like, what they existed like in the past when the people who lived in Hisui, the true Hisuian people, were there prior to the settlements that are there in the game of Legends Arceus that we observe them to be, what they might have experienced the almighty Sinnoh or any of the variations of it in the first place. Because even by what you're saying, Almighty Sinnoh is referred to in different ways depending on who it is you're talking to, and there are people who believe that each of the at least three out of those 4 Pokemon are Almighty Sinnoh, not including Giratina in this context. So I went to... Yes, so I went there... I don't know if I did this one. I guess we're gonna have to go back just through the freaking list. That one I know I did. I know I did that one because I remember it. This one, under a tree on a lodge located above above the Pokemon Center. So that would be over here. And it's like up here. Did I actually get that one? Or did I get distracted? I've been distracted by the conversation. Do we think that Arceus' 1,000 hands or whatever from that one Pokedex entry was referring to the unknown? Maybe, but unknown don't really look like hands, and even if it was in some way referencing some other aspect of Arceus that we haven't seen, for that to have been unknown is kind of like, yeah, so we did get this one, and this one was by the tree. I remember this. But I guess my point, Sublink, is that if we're only working on information that is given to us through lore, either from the creators of the game or lore from the individuals within the game, because the game is mostly what informs the canon, is there actual truthful evidence beyond the physical description of the Pokemon, which is in this case opinion based, that would say that these Pokemon were actually merged together as one? Because I'm not saying that you're right or wrong, but I am curious to know, like, what is the evidence for these particular Pokemon all being one entity and having been split? And also, considering that Palkia and Dialga would be half of that entity, wouldn't the entity that you're describing also have been very animalistic in its own way? But also, Dialga and Palkia also are not necessarily always considered to be animalistic either. They seem to have some kind of idea of what's going on when they are introduced into the story. They just don't have as much of an active part in it as their, you know, as their higher powered relatives would. We went to the one above the falls. Oh, I never did this one. This is the ruins in North Province Area 2. Okay, which is not too far away from where we are currently. Yeah, that one is like over here. We never did this one. And there's no... That's gonna be a little bit of a trek. Y'all ready to walk? I'm ready to walk. That would make sense. Although I do think that the typing specifically of Palkia and Dialga has context in theories about space and time. So like time is like, what would it be? Isn't time like a constant, and therefore Dialga is a steel type because it's a solid. Steel is solid, and therefore it's something like that. Like I've read somewhere where somebody was saying that. And Palkia is a water type because space is fluid. You know, it's all around us. And then Giratina and Arceus having a relationship where Arceus is naturally a normal type Pokemon and Giratina is naturally a ghost type Pokemon with the secondary dragon typing. I did forget this stake over here. That really just speaks to their own natures being against each other. As far as their base typings, even though they both have different forms. All right, it's time to get Chi Yu. Are y'all ready? I already have my Pokeballs. I need to go to the bathroom though. Sublink, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I think that I would need more evidence to personally support or believe the theory that you're putting forth. I'm being jumped left and right. Like, why are they double teaming me? That might be true when we don't know what Giratina represents, but I also think that that is partially purposeful. Because even in the positioning of simply the chronological order of the way that the games were released, Giratina is Platinum, and Giratina came and Pokemon Platinum came out when there were two other games named after very well-known precious metals were also released with Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That was intentional as well, linking these games together and linking the concepts, at least within the overarching world together in some way or another, right? So I think that like there's more to Giratina that we miss, especially because we don't actually get the full story of Arceus in the original games where Arceus originates in the first place. It's hard to say what is actually going on versus what they might have intended. And that's the other thing when we talk about what's intended versus what's actually received. If you know, when we went with the Terra, what was it, the Terra leak, we got a lot of information about a lot of the games, and we didn't get all the information about all the games, and some of the information we already had. And there's no telling what was actually used or what was used and made somewhat of an impression on the creation of these Pokemon that was then later left behind or never made it to be a part of the story. I always interpreted Giratina as being seen as evil, as ancient people misunderstanding antimatter and its relationship with regular matter. I'm not a physicist, so maybe I'm misunderstanding, but I think they destroy each other, so people assume Giratina as being destructive when it's just doing its natural reaction to our world as the embodiment of antimatter. I guess its portrayal in Arceus kind of debunks that, though. In Arceus, in Legends Arceus, though, it was being Giratina was being used as a pawn by Volo in order to destroy the world. Like, he wanted to destroy the world. Volo had similar ambitions to Cyrus, it seemed. And he was going to start there. I think that they underplay it, but he was very serious about what he was doing. That's what I'm saying. Due to misleading info about not aligning with actions, there must be something else going on that we don't truly understand. Well, yes, but we are given conflicting stories depending on who it is that's telling the story in the games, and that is seen in Pokemon Legends Arceus, where we experience the prerequisite information to Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum that we needed to understand the lore of those games, because the people that were there are ancestors of a lot of individuals that we see across all of the media, and they were witnesses to the information, and that did influence the information that's in the Pokedexes to this day, including information about Arceus and Giratina. And so I think part of what I'm saying in response to what I'm getting from you, Sublink, is that you're saying it's a misunderstanding. I'm saying that sometimes I think that these Pokemon specifically are given more power than they are actually capable of emitting. And while Arceus might not necessarily be a great example of that, because I do think that they made Arceus to be what Arceus is, considering its placement in the story, I don't think Giratina is what Giratina is, but I also don't think Giratina is less than what has been observed through its actions in Pokemon media, like in the movie with Giratina or in the other games. Like, I can't say that what people are saying is wrong or right. And I can't, it's like all of this, a lot of the conversation that we're having at this very moment is speculative, regardless of whether or not we, you know, gain outside information, because the outside information is simply that, like, it's outside information. There's no way for us to validate this beyond speaking on it in a theoretical basis in the first place. Okay, I'm gonna save my game, and then I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I will be back. I cannot confirm or deny information about Izunami because I have not done any research on Izunami, but I do think it would be reductive of the concept of Giratina to say that it was based solely on one mythological entity as opposed to being multiple, in the same way that Arceus is, in the same way that probably a lot of these other Pokemon are. I will be right back. I said we are standing at the Fire Scourge Shrine, and which is where we are going to capture the final Pokemon of the Paldea as far as, in the Legendary Pokémonathon as far as the Paldea region is concerned. At least as far as the Paldean legends are concerned. Which is going to be Chi-Yu. I don't know, but we'll just start with Tamari. Cutie. What I read what you said, Sublink, after I went to the restroom. And I think that the last thing that I'm gonna say on the topic, because we've been talking about this for what feels like a hot minute, is that I agree with your sentiments a lot as far as the general misunderstanding that people have about what some of these Pokemon are based on. However, even to say that in this context would be to assume the thoughts of the people who are most informed about it, because a lot of the people who frequent the community like mine and like some of the other ones in my little section of the internet are some of the very most informed people about a lot of the video games that we play. And part of the reason that I play so much Pokemon in the first place, in my opinion, is not only because I enjoy it, but also because I know how to play it, and I know I know a lot of information about it. It's one of the things that I've spent a lot of time in my life learning about and like talking about. So I love conversations like this. But the people who don't know this information, or who make basic surface level assumptions about what these Pokemon are based on, are oftentimes not the ones who are even engaging in these conversations in the first place. I would do another prediction for Chi-Yu, but at this point, I think it's in the bag. Chi-Yu is kind of a difficult Pokemon, though. I think it's difficult because of its typing. This music. Oh my god. I also think that, you know, the domestication of goldfish specifically does have a historical connection to a certain part of the world, which kind of confirms the location of where these items were coming from. in my opinion. Fluorine gas? What did you do, Darius? Oh my god. We got it! That's Chi-Yu! Hell yeah. Goldfish are actually, while they're made out to be very easy to take care of in general, they need as much basic care as a lot of other aquatic creatures that a lot of people simply are not capable or willing to give to them. So I think that would be a really worthwhile experience for you, Sublink, if you're willing to do what you got to do. Number 396, Chi-Yu, the ruinous Pokemon, a dark and fire type. The envy accumulated within curved beads that sparked multiple conflicts has clad itself in fire and become a Pokemon. Chi-Yu, the ruinous Pokemon. I fucked that up, I feel. We're gonna do it again. Number 396, Chi-Yu, the ruinous Pokemon, a dark and fire type. The envy accumulated within curved beads that sparked multiple conflicts has clad itself in fire and become a Pokemon. Chi-Yu, the ruinous Pokemon. And we are gonna give Chi-Yu a nickname. What should we name Chi-Yu? I mean, but that's true for any animal that you take care of. Sam, you have to take care of them all the time, even if you don't want to. Even if you're not doing well, even if you don't feel well, you have to take care of them. Blub blub. Pescado. Chi-Me. Chi-Her. I mean, at that point, I would just call it Cher. Cindy. So the other ones are a little funny. They're like jokey jokes. What are the other ones? We have Wo Vicky for Wo Qian. It's based off of its name. We have Ting Lu, who is named Wedge Salad, partially based off of its concept, but its Pokedex entry because a wedge. I was referring to the fissure described in its Pokedex entry when I said wedge, and then the salad part is actually in reference to the fact that it's a vessel, aka a bowl, that is turned into what it currently is. What else were we doing? We named Chien Pao Chia Pet Pussy, which is partially based on its name and partially based on its concept. Because it's supposed to be like a feline creature. And if not a feline, then a feliform. Like a weasel. You're sick, CMB. You're sick and twisted for that CMB. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't ever talk to me again. Oh my god. Pubert. See you. I don't know, girl. I'm over here dissociating. And this stream has not been long, but I streamed for like 5 hours yesterday, and I've been doing a lot of long streams this week. Ugh. I was going to actually probably name it PU. Which would be this. Actually, let's add it to the party. We're gonna make that PEE and then change that to YU. And then we're gonna get out of here because we've been streaming for 3+ hours and I want to... Maybe we should go talk to Ryfort first. Is she gonna do anything? If we go talk to her about these Pokemon, is she gonna care? Yes, I deserve a break, but the reason why I'm actually streaming, because if it was not obvious through the things that I've been saying about doing my stream right now, the way that I'm doing my stream, I am forcing myself to stream due to the commitment that I made about the subathon. And that was a personal challenge to do the subathon. I've been talking about doing the subathon since I did the first one, which was in October of 2024, and I'm only now able to do it because of the energy that I specifically put into the Pokemon Violet playthrough, aka the Pretty Pink Badge Quest with the Girly Pop twist. Tommy, did you find any of the treasures of ruin? Yes. Oh, you got Tinglu, the Vessel of Ruin? Ooh, how interesting. I simply cannot keep my curiosity under control. Judging by its shape and size, this vessel was almost certainly not for everyday use. Perhaps it was a work of art, or better yet, a ritual artifact housing some sort of deity. I feel that there must be some meaning behind the horns and the designs resembling eyes. Could it be that this artifact was fashioned after the deity's very appearance? This mystery grows even deeper. My thirst for knowledge is slowly being quenched. You look like you have something more to report. What is it? Oh, you caught Chien Pao, the Sword of Ruin. Ooh, how interesting! I simply cannot keep my curiosity under control. So the sword's blade and hilt form the Pokemon left and right fangs. I wonder if the sword broke when it became a Pokemon, or perhaps it was always that way. No, wait. I cannot imagine the king wanting to buy a broken sword. Maybe it was some sort of weapon that was meant to be used in this broken state. This mystery grows even deeper. My thirst for knowledge is slowly being quenched. You look like you have something else to report. What is it? Oh, you caught Wo Chien, the Tablets of Ruin. Wow, how interesting. I simply cannot keep my curiosity under control. I've never seen so many wooden writing tablets strung together. It must have been an epic tale. Most excavating tablets are tantamount to graffiti or simple memos, still valuable tools for learning about the past, but nothing like this. I can't read it, but given the length, it must be a story. Yes! Or perhaps the words of a curse. If only the words weren't faded. How frustrating. These wooden tablets piqued with the curiosity of a king. What might have been written on them? This mystery grows ever deeper. My thirst for knowledge is slowly being quenched. Oh, you caught Chi Yu, the Beads of Ruin. How interesting. I simply cannot keep my curiosity under control. Beads like these were thought to have been sacred and thus worn during religious rituals. I believe they were most often worn as a single bead on the neck like a pendant, but it seems Chi-Yu has 4 of them. Were the beads worn in pairs, like on the ears and wrists, or were the rituals perhaps performed by 4 people? What on earth could have caused beads such as these, originally used to ward off disaster, to become bringers of disaster itself? This mystery grows ever deeper. My thirst for knowledge is slowly being quenched. Seeing part of history with my own eyes fills me with joy. I thank you, Tommy. This is simply amazing! You've now reported back to me with all 4 of the treasures of ruin. I never thought you would be able to do this much for me. You have my thanks. I would have liked to go looking for the treasures of ruin myself and make them my own. But I suppose it was precisely because I sent you, someone with the pure heart, that we were able to accomplish this feat. They may be treasures of my dreams, but I will allow you to have them for now. Consider this a symbol of my gratitude too. Take it, it's yours. You truly are an interesting one, aren't you? I hope you don't mind if I continue to keep an eye on you. Oh, me and her are so tight. Where do you think that Professor Ryfort is from? Because she doesn't necessarily look like a lot of the people you see walking around Paldea. She does have a Lunala around her belt. She has a Marshadow in her hair, and she has an Articuno, it seems, on her chest, which is the pendant to her, which is like a very large pendant to her necklace. She could be from Alola, and that would make sense. There's definitely a space for, archaeological research in a place like Alola. He said, "What does Chugi mean?" He said, "What does Chugi mean?" Well, that was a fun little end cap. Actually, we need to take a picture with Chi-Yu before I get off of the stream, so that's what we're gonna do. That would explain the many Alolan legends on her, but not Articuno. Correct. Articuno, though, is originally found on an island. I don't think she could have kept her curiosity in check. It would be interesting to see if her appearance is actually another reference to another region as well, similarly to some of the other characters that we're meeting in Paldea, or the characters that we've met. Although I will say, of all the places, the Iberian Peninsula is the meeting place of multiple different cultures and ethnic backgrounds. Or of people of different ethnic origins, I mean. And here's my Chi-Yu. AKA P-U, the Chi-Yu. Right, right. Okay, I'm gonna save these images. So I'm gonna save this first. Where is my thing? I'm gonna save this one. I'm gonna save this one. I'm gonna save this one. I'm gonna save not this one. And I already saved this one because I posted about this already. And then I'm going to go to here. I would like to go to there. Where is somewhere that y'all would like to go? Japanese-based regions, since the Marshadow movie took place in those regions. I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever seen the Marshadow movie. That would be a fun one to watch. Let's go here. So the Ting Lu's name was... My Ting Lu's name was Wedge Salad. And then after that, we have PU. Pokemon movie, I choose you. Oh, I see. Does that specifically center Marshadow, or is Marshadow just a featured Pokemon in the experience? What am I missing? I'm missing one of the screenshots I was supposed to have taken for this series of posts. I need the yellow one. So who was that I missed? Me and Hanky Candle. Okay, so you can see all these images that I posted of my Pokemon. and all of the pictures that I have of my legends on my Blue Sky, and I will also be posting them in the Discord. Over the weekend, I'm going to be working on my second set of blingy, starting with Undyne and ending with whoever else is on the list. All right. Thank you so much for coming to my stream today. Thank you everyone for donating. Thank you everyone for subscribing. Thank you for being icons. Thank you for supporting me through all the shit that I've done this week. I hope that you've enjoyed every stream that you've witnessed and every stream that you've been a part of, as well as everything else that goes on. There's been a lot of events that are happening. There are a lot of events that are going to be planned. I need to start planning a girly pop lock. I don't even know what game I'm going to play. If you have any suggestions for me about anything that's going on that you might have ideas on, always let me know in the suggestions channel of my Discord server. If you ever have any, if you want to buy anything for me on my throne, check out my throne. Check out my social medias if you want to see what I have going on or what I'm doing when I am not streaming. And beyond all that, let's see if we can raid someone. Even though there's only 9 of us here and I normally like to have it a cute 10 to raid somebody, I feel like we're at a good number for right now to raid someone, especially if it's a moot. Shout out to my moots. Copy the raid message when we do our raid. If we do our raid, let's see who we can raid. My browser's moving slow as a boot, slow as a mug, slow as a hoe, slow as a hoe. Let's see who I'm following, who's live. Shout out to the girls. Oh, oh. I think I'm gonna send you to Aria. Aria right now is doing a co-working and studying stream. And has been going for about 2 hours and 30 minutes. Let's see what's going on in there. It looks like she's editing something. Okay, we're gonna rate Aria. This would be good for y'all if you're not doing anything. This would be great for the lurkers if you need somebody to watch or somebody to chit chat with or whatever. I will see y'all really soon. Very clearly you can see that my stream is lagging boots, so I'm gonna get out of here. Bye.